Out of 28,000 messages obtained, Politico identified 251 bigoted epithets in the chat. There were many more outrageous examples of racism, sexism, anti-Semitism, homophobia than we could or would want to repeat.
Just when you think American politics couldn't get any darker, it does. Donald Trump is now calling right-wing firebrand Charlie Kirk an American hero, even as a shocking scandal rocks the Republican Party. This week, leaked group chats from young Republican members obtained by Politico revealed messages praising Hitler, spreading hate against minorities, and even joking about sending their political enemies to gas chambers. And if that's not disturbing enough, Kirk's own former producer just had a full-on meltdown, echoing the same hateful ideas. Let's talk about what this says about today's Republican movement, and how dangerous this kind of thinking really is.
Politico obtained more than 7 months of Telegram chat messages between about a dozen young Republican leaders in New York, Kansas, Arizona, and Vermont. Now, MSNBC has not independently reviewed those messages, but what Politico published today shows the conservatives openly praising Adolf Hitler, making celebratory jokes about gas chambers and slavery and rape. For example, when the chair of Arizona Young Republicans asked if the New Yorkers in the chat were watching an NBA playoff game, New York State Republican Chair Peter Junta responded, "I'd go to the zoo if I wanted to watch monkeys play ball." We should note that when Politico asked for comment, the Arizona Young Republican chair declined. Junta claimed the release of the chat as part of, quote, a highly coordinated year-long character assassination led by an opponent, I think a kind of internecine opponent, a fellow conservative. Out of 28,000 messages obtained, Politico identified 251 bigoted epithets in the chat. There were many more outrageous examples of racism, sexism, anti-Semitism, homophobia than we could or would want to repeat.
If you want the full story, check out our other videos on the channel. Just yesterday, Vice President and self-proclaimed couch lover J.D. Vance joined Charlie Kirk's podcast to stand up for his group chat. Things got interesting fast.
Kids are saying in a group chat, grow up. I'm sorry, focus on the real issues. Don't focus on what kids say in group chats. But there's another angle to this that I just have to be honest about. I mean, I'm like an old guy at this point. I'm 41 years old. I have 3 kids. You know, I grew up in a different world, right? Where not most of the stupid things that I did when I was a teenager and a young adult, they're not on the internet. Like, I'm going to tell my kids, especially my boys, don't put things on the internet. Like, be careful with what you post. If you put something in a group chat, assume that some scumbag is going to leak it in an effort to try to cause you harm or cause your family harm. But the reality is that kids do stupid things, especially young boys. They tell edgy, offensive jokes. Like, that's what kids do. And I really don't want us to grow up in a country where a kid telling a stupid joke, telling a very offensive stupid joke, is cause to ruin their lives. And at some point, we're all going to have to say, enough of this BS. We're not going to allow the worst moment in a 21-year-old's group chat to ruin a kid's life for the rest of time.
Now, if you thought his last crash and burn moment was bad, trust me, this one takes it to another level. And no, these weren't some rowdy college kids. We're talking grown adults here, people in their 30s and 40s, including a senator, and even a former Trump official. Late last night, after Vance's big appearance, News Nation hosted a wild debate featuring Charlie Kirk's producer, Andrew Clavette, ex-Fox News host Bill O'Reilly, and progressive commentator Adam Mockler. And guess who was moderating? Former CNN anchor Chris Cuomo. What started as a normal debate quickly turned into pure chaos. Clavette and Mockler clashed over leaked Republican Nazi text messages, and Clavette completely lost it, like a full-on meltdown on live TV. It's a long clip, but trust me, you'll want to see this.
There has been a trend of, I think, you know, let's just say, let's be gracious and say, in the era of Trump, maybe it's a reaction to Trump. I'm open to those discussions, but there is a justification for political violence. It shows up in every poll, and it's coming from progressives.
I have spent all of my formative years watching the President of the United States talk about the opposition party like they shouldn't exist. His claim to fame in U.S. politics was saying that Obama wasn't born in America. That is how he entered the political stage. He was famous before that, but that was his claim to fame. He was the first presidential candidate to ever chant "lock her up" on a political stage. He tried to coup our government. Well, and I live in this, let me finish. Listen. I live in the city of Chicago. Donald Trump, over the past 2 months, has not only posted an AI video of Obama being arrested, but then after that, he posted an AI image of Chicago being invaded. After that, he sent the National Guard to Chicago. So I've spent my formative years watching the president do this, and just think about this. We saw these Nazi group chats, which I'm sure you condemn, right? this Nazi group chat?
Well, we can talk about it.
Do you condemn it?
I want to talk about it.
Wait, so when they said gas chambers,
disavow.
when they say gas chambers, you won't. So you're like JD Vance. You just won't condemn this?
Well, I actually had JD on the show today. We had a whole conversation.
You guys can all condemn this, right?
Hell yes.
Thank you.
Hold on.
All right.
Hold on.
But
Chris, can you condemn that?
here's the point, of course. But that's easy. What I'm
for him.
But you know what? This is not constructive, right?
Because what the constructive part is not. This is what. Look, what's happening here, and I know both of you guys, and I want to bring Joe in on this, and I want to get to the audience. But let's just be clear about where the path is forward. The comparison of which is worse is killing us. Okay, it's killing everybody. I want you to respond to what we heard from the question the last time, Adam, and then I'll give you another audience question. You said you had something you wanted to say in response to the American University guy who runs the Republican club there and said that people came up and said they were happy that Charlie Kirk had been assassinated.
Yeah, I believe his name was Luke. He said that a bunch of young progressives were coming up and acting in insane ways. And as a young liberal, someone who's on the left, I just want to say I wholeheartedly condemn anybody who is saying insane things about Charlie Kirk, horrendous things about Charlie Kirk. Anyone who is spitting or shutting down conversation, that is not what America is about at all. And I can very easily condemn when my side is going off the rails, but I just ask the bare minimum from Andrew. When they're talking about gas chambers and group chats, can you condemn that?
Are we really going to do this again? No.
So you don't condemn it?
Your energy is so aggressive.
I love Hitler,
Okay.
gas chambers.
All right, hold on.
You can't condemn that.
Just easy, buddy. Okay, so there is a whole conversation that I want this to be attached to, okay? And the whole conversation is that we have a guy who's running for attorney general in Virginia.
I condemn that. But you can't condemn your side.
But your party is not disavowing it. It still supports this guy.
Name one Democrat that supports him in Congress who says, I support what he said.
Tim Kaine just got asked on CNN tonight and said, yeah, I still support him.
Supports what he said?
No, he doesn't support what he said, but he's not pulling.
So
his
no
endorsement of the
Democrat
candidate.
supports what he
so
said.
You're going to parse. Okay, well, listen. I condemn what they say, but I still support them.
Thank you. Why did I have to pry that out of you?
You are parsing. It's basically a distinction without a difference.
JD Vance lied on your podcast today. He said these were young.
Wow. Took him over 3 minutes to finally say it, to actually condemn the hateful words from his own Republican colleagues. And honestly, why was that so hard? Why was it so difficult just to say, hey, that was wrong? And let's not forget Charlie Kirk, despite claiming to support Israel, has made plenty of anti-Semitic remarks himself. Then there's this bizarre argument that liberals cause violence simply by calling out hate by using words like bigot or Nazi. Okay, I think we need to stop here because we are going deep. But I want from you to share your thoughts about it and share this video with them who want to hear truth. At the end, subscribe our channel. Thanks.